Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I recently hit a little YouTube milestone, my first real YouTube milestone. I hit 500 subscribers, and thank you all for being here. If you are one of those 500, I appreciate you being here from the beginning, because I started to think back on my channel and I'm like, okay, I need to post something that kind of helps you understand me a little bit and get to know me a little bit better. So as you can see from the title, I thought, let me make a video on my fitness journey. I feel like a lot of people do this and everybody's just so different, and it's just kind of interesting. I started taking notes and saving a lot of pictures, and I'm like, yeah, this will be fun. I'm gonna tell you now, there's going to be things that you don't agree with me on, and that's okay. I struggle sharing my opinion on here sometimes because I do struggle with people pleasing, and I fear oh, somebody watching's opinion isn't gonna align with mine and whatever. But I heard this on a podcast, and honestly, if you just don't have an opinion on anything, you're not really gonna be interesting to watch. I watch a lot of people whose opinions I don't agree with, and I actually really appreciate hearing other people's opinions because it's what makes us all different and who we are, and I think that's beautiful. I do fitness as a hobby, so my mindset and my mentality on things are gonna be completely different than somebody who works out to compete or works out to stay in shape for sports or anything like that. Let's jump into it because this is going to be a long one. I can feel it. So starting from the very beginning, growing up, my parents always wanted to put me in something. They wanted me to find a hobby. I struggled finding a passion. So they put me in soccer, they put me in ice skating, they put me in piano, guitar, and tennis. Those are the 5 that I can really remember. There were probably other little things here and there, but they didn't last long enough to make them memorable, I guess. I kind of liked piano. It's totally something I want to pick up or pick back up when I have a piano. I don't have one right now. The rest of them, they were fun, but not enough to get me excited, right? It was just oh, today's tennis day. I'd be excited to socialize, but not excited to actually play tennis, and I knew my instructor could see that too. I kind of want to touch on body image. Growing up, I was always very lean. I'm 5'6.5", and in high school I was very close to the low 100s, right around there. And that's pretty low for my height, you know. The one thing I do remember, I think the first time I really thought about my body image was when my friend told me that our teacher in 9th grade told her, "Janelle is so skinny, it's disgusting." And I still remember that. It's been 12 years and I still remember that. And I just think it's crazy that she would tell a 14-year-old girl that another girl looked disgusting because of her weight. So ultimately, my fitness journey started at 17. My best friend started going to LA Fitness, and you know, she was my best friend. We talked every day. So I'm like, oh, if you're doing this after school, I kind of want to do this after school too. So I went. You know how they do. They gave me a tour. They said, if you don't sign up today, you're gonna miss out on an amazing deal. So I called my mom, because I was 17 at the time, right? And I was like, Mom, you have to come in today. We have to sign up today. It's $30 a month, but if we wait a day, it's gonna be $45. And I just look back now and I laugh, because if you are brand new to the gym, they do this all the time. The day you come in is the best deal ever, right? And I know now with Crunch, Planet Fitness, YouFit, it's always $0 down and $9.99 a month. Today only, or for a limited time, and I just laugh because it's the same deal all the time. If you go in and you take a tour and they offer you this great deal, you don't need to take it that day. Come back in a week, in a month, or the next holiday, and they're gonna have the same deal. So I go, I do the tour, and then they give me a free training session, which I told them I didn't want to do because in school, in high school, I was not athletic. I was the second to last person to finish the mile, and the last person had asthma. So it kind of tells you where I was endurance-wise. When we did the push-up test, I literally told them to fail me. I did not want to do push-ups in front of my class because I knew I couldn't even do one. I was not athletic. I did not enjoy PE. I just wasn't into it. They do the free training session, and what do you know? I end up on the floor, about to pass out, and they're giving me soda to get my energy back up. I told them I was tired, but trainers don't take that serious, so I ended up on the floor at a gym where a lot of people from my high school went. So I was embarrassed by that, you know? But I kept going to that gym, and I think the second or third time I went up to one of the employees and I was like, I don't know how to use any of the machines. Like, can you show me how to use some of them? Which, looking back, I'm like, wow, like that was really bold of me. Like, I would have been way too embarrassed to do that now. I can't even at 26 go up to an employee at the gym and be like, hey, can you show me how to use this machine? Like, I totally wish I could, but I can't. So he ends up showing me the abdominal machine where you'd like literally just crunch on it, and the bicep curl machine. So for about a year, I'm going to the gym and I'm doing 30 minutes on the treadmill, 20 minutes on the bike, an ab machine and a bicep curl machine, and leaving. And I think that's so cute. Like, looking back at that, I'm like, that is so cute. That's all I did every time. I wasn't really worried about like putting on weight or losing weight. Obviously I was doing so much cardio even though I was underweight, and like I wasn't really thinking about it at all. It was really just, this is something for me to do after school, and it's helping my endurance get better because I had endurance. So that was high school. That was about 2014. Between 2014 and 2019, it wasn't a consistent journey. It was like very on and off, very sporadic. So 2015, I started college over here in Tampa, and so I started going to Crunch. I woke up at like 5 a.m., went to the gym, showered at the gym, did my makeup, and made it to class by 9:30. I don't know how I did that. College hit, and what I was doing at this point was still mostly cardio and abs, but I would incorporate a little bit of arms and legs because I started to learn how to use those machines. Nothing was free weight, nothing was like compound exercises. It was all just machines and cardio. That lasted a while. Like, I was doing the leg extension and the leg curl and the bicep curl machine that I was taught by that guy in high school. Then I did the tricep extension on the same machine. Like, I would do things like that, like the seated tricep. I'd have like the days that I would do more leg stuff and the days that I would do more arm stuff, but I would always do cardio and I'd always do abs, and that was like the focus. At this time, you can see I was still very, very lean, but this is college. You can see I'm wearing a lot of makeup. This is when we used to go out. I'm 21, and I wanted to put on muscle, but it was never like a passion. I still didn't have passion for it. I just kind of did it. I didn't study like really what should I be doing. I studied like what I should be eating, but I was more into going vegetarian, looking into veganism. That was more of my focus at this period of my life than the fitness side. I graduated college at the end of 2018, and 2019 is really when I started my gym journey. It was the end of 2019 though, so it took a while. Alright guys, so I'm going through my pictures right now because there's so many that I'm posting in this video, and I completely forgot a pivotal moment in this gym journey, and that is when I felt like I gained a little bit too much weight. So this was the year that I went from being in college and working at malls, you know, I worked at Hollister, I worked at H&M, and I was on my feet all the time. I was always moving, to then not being in college, not working a physically demanding job, but I started working in an office where I'm sitting down all day, and it really started to show. So at this point, you can see here, I gained a lot in my midsection. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I look completely different than I did, you know, when I was super lean. Even though I was working out a little bit, I still felt like I looked very puffy. And that's when I noticed, okay, this is the first time I've been on the other side of things where now I kind of want to lose weight. My arms were still skinny, my legs were still skinny, but genetically, my family, I've seen this in my grandpa, I've seen it in my mom, we gain weight in our stomach. It's annoying because it's like our legs and our arms are still so skinny, so you don't notice it as quickly. I'm kind of back at that point again. I've been working remotely for a year, and I feel like I'm definitely not happy with my midsection, but it's completely different. You know, now I feel stronger, my arms look nicer, my legs look nicer, like I have a lot more muscle on my body. But, you know, I still do kind of struggle with that whole like midsection ordeal, and it's normal. It's completely normal, but I just thought like I can't post this without touching on this because this is a huge thing. And this is why a lot of people do bulks and they do cuts, and I have not delve into that, but it's something I've thought about before. So anyway, my arm is tired, so let's carry on. December 2019 is the first like progress picture that I have in my phone, so I think that's when I really started taking things serious. That's when I created a workout split for the first time. It was a little different than a typical workout split. I did biceps and triceps together and back and shoulders together instead of a push day and a pull day. And I remember asking one of my friends, like, is that okay? Like, is that normal? I like doing biceps and triceps together because my biceps get really sore and then I just want to work the other side. But then obviously as I've grown, I can see why people do a push day and a pull day, and I'll get into that too. But this is where I feel like I became the most knowledgeable. I moved into my first apartment and I was going to the apartment gym. So I wasn't going to a big gym. I didn't have a lot that I could do, but I started using the Smith machine. I had dove into that a little bit in college, but I wasn't comfortable using it. I used it like a couple times to squat, just to squat, and I think I put like 10 pounds on each side, and I was very nervous and I felt like everybody was looking at me. I like really started to squat on there more, and I started getting a little bit more confident in the gym. I did more free weight things, but this was the time of the booty bands, right? So it was end of 2019 and then COVID hitting in 2020, and this period was like booty bands, booty videos, and ab videos. So that's when my goal started to become, okay, yeah, I think I want to grow my glutes and I want to work on my abs like for real. That was like the Chloe Ting era. Here's a nice little video of me doing that. This was 2020 or 2021, but that's all a blur. But this whole time period was like, okay, I wanted to go to the gym every day. I wanted to get some cardio in, but that was no longer the focus. The focus became weightlifting. And I started doing like sumo squats, I started doing hip thrust, but I would do them with a dumbbell. So I did my little hip thrust with my 20-pound dumbbell on the bench behind me, and I would just hip thrust a 20-pound dumbbell. I'm doing like arm raises, I'm doing cables. That was such a big one. I started to love the cables because my gym at the apartment didn't have a lot of things, but they had cables. So I relied on them so much, okay? I did bicep curls on them. Sometimes I'd use dumbbells, but other times I would use the bar and curl with the cable. I would squat with them. I'd hold on to the thing right here and start squatting. We did some back with them. We did triceps where you'd grab the ball and like pull out. And this is when I feel like I looked the best with my upper body, because I became obsessed with upper body days. I loved them. As you can see here, I'm still very lean, I'm very skinny, my legs are small, my waist is small, but my arms, like, they're small, but you see the muscle definition. I didn't love lower body days. They were just kind of boring at that gym because there just wasn't a lot to do. Mid 2021, I moved back home, so I started going to UFit. That was pivotal because I started going to the gym with one of my friends. She had been learning a lot, and she kind of helped me get really comfortable doing things that I've always seen people do on the internet, or in person at the gym, but I was just way too afraid to do. I'm doing my first barbell squat, I'm doing my first RDLs, I'm doing hip thrust on the Smith machine. I'm starting to understand compound movements. And I'm not like going ham, but I'm understanding. This is when I did a proper workout split where I had a back and bicep day, a leg day, a tricep shoulder day, and a glutes and hamstrings day. Sometimes I'll incorporate like an ab focus day, but it's so rare. So at this point you can see I start getting a little bit bigger, start getting a little bit more confident, but I feel like I'm like getting a little bit bulky, but it looks kind of nice. Like this was the first time like I started seeing my legs grow a little bit. And now, which is 2022, 2023, I'm gonna lump it together because I've kind of been doing the same thing, is progressive overload. It's lifting heavier weight, doing the same things, but getting stronger. And at this point, my mindset went from, I want to grow my glutes and have nice abs, to, I just want to be strong. That's what the best part about this journey is that my mindset went from taking it so serious to now I changed what my goal is. My goals are now, like, I don't look at this girl and say, wow, like I want my glutes to look just like hers. I look at her pushing 3 plates on the leg press and I'm like, I want to push 3 plates on the leg press. So it's all now about strength and confidence in how I feel. It's not really as much about how I look. Of course, that's a great perk, you know? We're gonna look good in the clothes that we wear, we're gonna feel more confident, and we're like, wow, like I look in the mirror all the time, oh, my legs look good, my butt looks good, my arms look nice, of course. But at the forefront, I'm like, I feel strong. I feel like I can do more. Like that's gonna help me lift things in the real world. That's gonna help me run farther, go for longer walks, or go hiking and not get as tired. Like that is what excites me, is I'll be able to do more. Now I'm like, all right, I'm not doing RDLs with 10, 15 pound dumbbells. I'm getting a barbell. We're doing 70, 80 pounds. Now I'm hip thrusting on the Smith machine or using that booty builder machine. I had my roommate film me for the first time and didn't feel like nervous or like self-conscious at all that I was being filmed at the gym. That was something I could not do for the longest time. So I hope to get to a point where she can film me for YouTube. Right now, she just did a quick little video on the phone, which you can see right here. Now is when I feel the most confident because I'm having fun. I'm switching it up. We're starting with cardio now. And a lot of people say, you know, when you start with cardio, it's more for endurance. When you end with cardio, it's more for weight training. But I find that if I don't start with cardio, I don't make time for it at the end. I do it for 5 minutes and I get off. But if I start with cardio, I'll do those 20 minutes, I'll walk that mile, and then I'll start lifting, and I will lift heavy. So it's all about what you enjoy. Where I was having trouble was following these strict guidelines, like start with all compounds and then do your isolation and then do cardio. And that's okay. Like I said, this is where we're gonna disagree. I was doing that for a long time, and that might be like what helped me the most. But now I'm at a point where I'm just having fun. If I wanna start with cardio, I'm gonna start with cardio. And if I want to do a couple compounds but then I'm like sweating and dying and I know if I do one more compound I'm going to pass out, I might do an isolation, sit down and do a little leg extension, and then I might go back and do RDLs or split squats or something like that because I just needed that little break. And personally, I think that's okay because again, I'm not training for anything. I'm just having a good time, wanting to get stronger. I have goals that are personal to me, and everybody's going to have goals that are personal to them. This is what my body looks like now. I love how my legs look. I'm pretty happy with how my arms look. I do want to work more in the midsection. I do think that I could totally try doing a cut right now. This would be a good time to do that because I am at my heaviest weight. I know a lot of that's muscle, so I don't stress it too much, but it's just kind of like weird to see that number go up sometimes. It is a little scary. This is where I'm at. I feel good about it. Like I said, I'm focusing on cardio right now, so I think that does help since I'm working from home and I'm always sitting around. Ultimately, I just want to feel good and I just want to feel strong. So I'm ready to get back today. I'm ready to lift and lift heavy. My journey is not over at all. This is not like exactly where I want to be. My camera stopped recording. But anyway, I still have goals that are outside of just feeling strong, but that's like my number one. And then from there it's like, okay, yeah, I know my biceps are really weak, so I kind of want to work on that. Like I do have other little goals as well, because you know you have to keep you going, and then you got to have that discipline. We know we gotta have that discipline. So that is my fitness journey for now. There is a lot more that I could have included, but I know this is so long as it is. But I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions for me, anything about workout splits, favorite exercises, things I eat, anything you want me to film, please leave it in the comments below. I am thinking about, when it comes to fitness content on my channel, I just want to dumb it down, because a lot of times I don't want to film something because I think it's obvious, and it's like that might not be obvious to somebody watching. So I think that's like the best. And even for us who have been going to the gym for a while, it's kind of nice just to like break things down to the beginning. My brain is fried, I'm tired, I need coffee. So I'm gonna end this here, but thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.